It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the 49ers and the Panthers on Thursday night primetime.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Carolinas and Bank of America Stadium here in Uptown Charlotte. Just a few moments ago, this building was shaking as the Carolina Panthers emerged from the tunnel here in Charlotte. They are ready to go as the Panthers are set to match up with the San Francisco 49ers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they enter play here. They come in after tasting defeat for the first time in about a month as their loss snapped a 4-game winning streak. On the other side of the field for the visiting 49ers, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9?
Tyler Ervin on the return. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. As we take a peek at Sam Darnold, the former USC Trojan and 3rd pick in the 2018 draft.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not... necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game. So what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to win.
It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold.
He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey.
It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll make it 2nd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. Do you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
And he's got room. Touchdown, Carolina!
Christian McCaffrey.
His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Panthers are going to take a first-quarter lead. Extra point forthcoming. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. Just a 4-play drive that time. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
So here are the Niners now to get their first drive.
They'll be led out by the former number 3 overall pick back in 2021. It's Trey Lance.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-to-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for. One of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd and 12.
Lance. That's complete out left to Ayuk.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up. Normally on 3rd down and short yardage, you're thinking to throw to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. On 1st down, Mitchell. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Working from the gun, Lance.
Flush to his right. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
They fake the handoff. Now Lance.
Being chased out left.
Lines up and lets it go for Samuel.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Many times when a play breaks down and the quarterback's moving around outside of the pocket, you're thinking just get rid of something short. But a lot of guys are coached, think deep, take the big shot, hoping someone can get lost behind the secondary. They weren't able to connect on that one.
And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive.
5-3 their record at the halfway point, and you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the second half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple of things working against them. And number one, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number two, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Darnold got his man, Robbie Anderson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. A shotgun snap for Darnold. He's got Anderson right side. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
Well, this defense for the Niners, they were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there. And they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, dialing up that play call certainly meant that he grabbed a little extra shot of courage on that one because normally on 3rd and short, you're just trying to move the sticks, get the ball just past that line of scrimmage. Instead, they take the big shot downfield, and it pays off.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal.
Kyle Shanahan doesn't care much for that last call, so out comes the red challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide, and I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So for Kyle Shanahan, he had it right, as the challenge is a good one.
Here's the Panthers punter now. Back deep is T.Y. Hilton. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive.
They're riding a 2-game winning streak into this Thursday nighter. How easy is it when you're on a roll to stay on a roll given the quick turnaround?
Well, you would think it'd be pretty easy because everyone's locked in practice and meetings because everyone feels good about themselves. And for coaches, this is where they have to tell themselves, don't add too much. Don't worry about game plans as much as players. So look at your play sheet and think, give it to the guys who play best, and don't worry about the rest of it.
Mike McGlinchey, the Notre Dame man, guilty on that one. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. They'll try the left side. Mitchell. And a short gain across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call. Mark off the 5 and keep it moving.
Play action. Now it's Lance. Eluding the pressure right. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Lance, a give now to Sherman. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. So, CD, you talk about this football team, some of the whispers and reports, the social media posts, they hint at a locker room that's splintered, badly splintered. There was talk earlier, some guys might walk away entirely, but that hasn't happened, however, at least to this point.
No, and sometimes some of that talk is just that. Talk. I mean, guys often say, that's it, I'm out of here. And then they realize, I'm not ready to retire yet. What am I going to do now? And they're really ready to come back and dive back in. In fact, we've got guys who are wearing gold jackets in the Hall of Fame that talked about retirement the last 6-7 years of their careers. So that's not always real. And sometimes you just have to go ahead and ride it out. And this is an opportunity now for everyone in this locker room to move forward. One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Brian Burns able to record his 5th sack of the season. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. Christian McCaffrey deep for Carolina. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Christian McCaffrey and the Panthers about set to go on offense. And it may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books. But it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. That'll bring up 2nd down.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else, ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 69 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Darnold. He's going to drop this down to McCaffrey. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Darnold will hand off to McCaffrey. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. From the shotgun to McCaffrey. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Darnold now to throw. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 18. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Quick hitter here. It's complete. A gain of 6 there on first. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here. 3rd and 5.
Pretty straightforward play there by the linebacker. He saw the run, went with straight-ahead pursuit, and dumped him behind the line of scrimmage.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the Panthers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon. And it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
Back to throw, Darnold. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. Yeah, I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They've struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle them up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of it.
And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Well, nothing complicated about that. That's old school power football.
And effective. And that's the key to everything, right? Sometimes we try and do too many things. Just hand it to the big guy and let him go forward.
Extra point attempt here still to come. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told. And it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. And San Francisco gets set to go here. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. On play action, Lance. He'll fire this deep for Ayuk. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 47. They can't tackle it. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
This is McCaffrey on the give, and he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. That is caught. It's Anderson. Touchdown, Panthers. Robbie Anderson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
Now the extra point try forthcoming. And it's 21-3. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position and only one play to score it. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Trey Lance of the 49ers set to go back on offense here. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to bounce that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Now a play fake. Lance. Taking a shot for Samuel. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to get this deep on the Carolina side of the field. Quite a show of arm strength right there. That was in the air for a long time, and it was on target, too.
And to be honest, this first half hasn't been anything they'd be really proud about. So they needed something like this to change their fortunes. Now they need to make sure they finish this one off, not just with points, but with a touchdown.
Yeah, that throw, my goodness, and even 70 yards through the air. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll try the left side. It's Mitchell. This carry, despite the extra effort, will be stopped short of the 10. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Off of play action, here's Lance. They'll roll him out right. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped. That was a 3rd and somewhat manageable, now not so manageable.
Exactly, because you had a play call on that you felt like, hey, this could go quick, and it doesn't take much to get it done. Now, you got to start thinking about a little bit of a deeper route type of a call, especially if you want to throw it.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Irvin not willing to risk a return, and this will come out to the 25.
Robbie Anderson making his way back onto the field, sitting right around the midpoint of the season, on pace for 1,000 yards. Good year so far, and I'm sure film study being devoted to him a little bit more on the other side.
They have to, because the pace that he's carrying right now, if you're pushing 1,000-yard pace as a receiver, that means he warrants your attention. And right now, precision is going on with their offense. Kind of like that timepiece you wear on your wrist. You know, that good stuff. You got to knock that off somehow. Chip away at that time and change things up a little bit and make them go to other things and make them do those things better.
Yeah, try to make him uncomfortable. Not many teams have been able to do that so far this year. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now it's Darnold.
He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble.
And some room to run now. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Another big gain or 2 in succession as this one goes for 32.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And his kick is good. And that will make this now an 18-point ball game.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. Taken in at the 3. And he returns this to the 22.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway.
And they'll have time for one play. There's 2 seconds on the clock.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, guys, thanks very much. We'll get back with you shortly. But first, let's take a look at what's coming up this weekend around the NFL. As far as the early games go on Sunday, we'll have our eye on Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. A big one for the Chiefs as they'll take on the visiting Indianapolis Colts. In the late afternoon games, all eyes will be on Las Vegas. A glitzy matchup there, where it'll be the Raiders taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. And then one more to highlight, Sunday Night Football, as the national audience will see a good one between the Seattle Seahawks and the New Orleans Saints. We continue on with a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for the Niners. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half. Each team making their final preparations for this second half. We're about ready, too, as we'll send you back up to Charlotte and rejoin Brandon and Charles at Bank of America Stadium.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a first down. All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
To throw again on second down. Lance rolling to his right. This one caught by Kittle. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. 23 yards the pickup there. Sermon now on 1st and 10. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and then I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game. It comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue. Not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
Flushed out right. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. They give the Sermon out of the gun. Down right around the 25. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
On 3rd down, it's Mitchell. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. Well, they gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play, and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
And now they'll throw with Lance. Going for Hilton, and it's intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Panthers are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line. Now whistles here, and it looks like we've got a Panther that's having some difficulty down there getting up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Good starting position for the Panthers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 37. After the interception, here's Darnold. Got a man right side. It's McCaffrey. Touchdown, Carolina! Christian McCaffrey. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Panthers are able to grow their lead.
Christian McCaffrey, this is where he can be so dangerous, CD. This offense, they devise ways to get him the football in space and just let him go.
Yeah, and this just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there's absolutely no one who was going to stop him.
A try here for the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. One-play drive and into the end zone for 6.
Taken in at the 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
2nd down and 7. Shotgun now for Lance. Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Hassan Reddick, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Now after the sack, Lance and the Niners staring up here, the 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and, of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
Lance and company going on 4th down.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted.
It's C.J. Henderson picking it off.
And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Point after here coming up. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And they just had that pick 6. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Four yards the pickup, 1st down.
To throw, it's Lance. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel.
And that's caught inside the 35. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. They'll get 34 yards there. Now look, you're not going to be able to get this all back at once, but that certainly helps.
So you're saying 3 yards in a cloud of dust, not the strategy?
I go aerial attack.
Yeah, I think that's what has to happen. And if you're going to run it, you need to break off big chunks. We just saw a big play right there. They need plenty of those.
A gain of 6 there on first.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. And Lance now to throw.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. And this pass broken up.
Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
And his kick here is good. And that will finish off this 3rd quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back now in Charlotte, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Irvin to return it. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Sam Darnold and the Carolina offense set to take over here.
He's showing off that arm, showing it off very well. They've got the lead. Don't forget, though, about the protection he's had. The protection's been good.
And I'll guarantee you he hasn't forgotten about it at all, because that's keeping him clean in the pocket, allowing him to step into throws and make those deep passes come true. I mean, it's just been beautiful for him to do. But guess what? In the huddle, on the sidelines, guaranteed he's thanking those big guys up front for keeping him safe. I have a feeling he may even buy dinner.
Indeed, entertaining to relive some of those deep balls. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. And I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this 4th quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
Brad, defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down. We all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Christian McCaffrey
with his 3rd touchdown so far, number 13 now on the year.
And the Panthers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Christian McCaffrey, a guy that can beat you in so many ways. He's a threat to go the distance literally every time he touches the football.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. So that drive, 4 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Second and 10. Now Lance. Flush to his right. Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Brian Burns, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
That's going to bring up 4th down, only a gain of 2 there.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. 167 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's going on. The Panthers on 3rd down. No problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. From the 50, it's Darnold. There's Tremble, the tight end. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. Give him 18. It's a Carolina 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they turn to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Here's McCaffrey. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 11 yards and a Panther 1st down. It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
As an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Panthers, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week where they take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head up to Orchard Park to take on the Buffalo Bills.